Thanks for allowing me in, because we missed our start. Good. This is a very, very important issue. As other speakers have said, it was hugely important and hugely strained ever before COVID arrived on our shores. But since the onset of COVID, it's just gigantic, enormous. We have no way of assessing how bad it is, because people are cocooned, they're not able to access even medical centres, and there's a huge pressure on them. So we are particularly challenged in Tipperary as well, and the Minister would know that. I thank her for coming to visit in Tipperary, but we have a deficit of mental health beds in Tipperary. Vision for Change destroyed our services. It took away our acute day hospital, and we were promised the Rolls-Royce community service. But sadly, that hasn't materialised. And it's the same up and down the country. And it's the same from a lot of services, but mental health services are acutely affected. And we have to travel in our tip, we have to travel to Innis, or in South Tip, which is huge, we have to travel to Kilkenny. They don't want us in Kilkenny, not in personal about matches or games or anything else, but they're full with the southeastern region themselves, and they haven't space. Minister visited there as well, I believe. She told us at a meeting that there was a lot of capacity in Kilkenny, but that's not our experience. In honesty, people cannot access it, and it's costing a fortune for transport services, and delayed time of consultants travelling to Kilkenny is farcical. The previous Minister Jim Daly promised us, acknowledged both in the House and at meetings with the HSE and the Department of Health that we were at a deficit of 15 beds in Tipperary, and we're working towards that aim. We're devastated now to hear this Minister Butler, and I wish her well, and I'm good friends with her, neighbouring constituency, we work on issues together. We're devastated to think now that we won't have those beds, or that the HSE moved away from that position. I know she was successful, and the beds have been put into Waterford recently, badly needed, and they're badly needed there. We saw different reports from that in the past, but we need beds in Tipperary, full stop. We need interventions that people, when they have acute attacks, they have to go into the A&E, an overcrowded A&E, and it's just not suitable. And the same, any part of the country needs dedicated areas for people to go in when they feel unwell, not into a crowded ward, something like that. So, Minister, I'm going to keep the pressure on. The beds will have to be delivered, and staff, not only the beds, but the staff, and a cohort of proper community services have to be delivered to Tipperary, South Tipperary. Good.